they wanted to work for first class, but we emphasized camping. Yes, they did a lot of service in the community.
What did they do? What service jobs?
Well, there was a nursing home, can't think of the name of it, that they did a lot there.
Was it associated with the hospital or a private?
No, it was a private.
one.
Till they became particular and she had to go out of business. I don't know, I don't remember the name. And they would work with a religious badge, so they, in their own churches, they worked on that. They worked on all the badges. I'm trying to think of the service. But I know they did a lot of community service.
Did they work with the service organizations like Lions and the Moose and the other ones they have here?
No.
No.
Right now I can't.
That'll come.
Because I was a Girl Scout on Long Island when I was in high school. And I really enjoyed it. I loved the leader. And then, no, it was in New York City. No, wait a minute. After high school, I went to Hartwick, and then I'd come back to New York to visit my mother, stay there vacations. And I would walk cross town in New York, which a lot of people thought I shouldn't do by myself, but I did, to visit my Girl Scout leader that lived on the other side. And then when I got to Hartwick, I had a troop there. I was only a freshman in school.
And they still had Girl Scouts in college then?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, I went down into the town in Ithaca and, in Hartwick. And I had a troop there all of those 4 years that I was there.
Now you were the leader, or
no?
you were
I was a co-leader.
a co-leader then.
And then when we went to Cornell, then I had a troop, and I had a troop in Auburn where we were for just 1 year. So I just stayed with it. So I just stayed with it. It got in my blood. I think my blood is green.
And you were trained for those other troops as well?
Yeah.
Okay, and you went
They
to the same
didn't emphasize
place?
camping. We never did camping.
Did you go to the same place for training, or down there was there
No, not
another
to
training?
Macy. I didn't go to Macy.
Okay, well, there were other training areas.
Yeah, local areas like we had here. I started to say something. I don't know.
And did most of the leaders
You're
go?
bringing all this back. I haven't thought about it for so long.
Did most of the leaders in your day go for training, or were you unusual?
Well, pretty much in no way 100%.
Now this would be in the 30s, right?
I don't think I paid attention to what the other leaders
This would be in the 30s, because that would be when you were in Hartwick.
I graduated in 34 from Hartwick.
Yeah. So in the 30s you were doing it in Hartwick and then also in Cornell.
Yeah.
And Girl Scouts were very active then.
Yeah.
Were they
really
different?
You know, until, well, I don't remember when they started the new uniform where they mixed matched. But there was something about seeing the girls all the same in the same uniform.
That green thing.
Well, it was brown when I started.
Really? Okay, so
brown, cocky.
Not
the most beautiful thing, but I didn't know any different. I thought it was wonderful. And the hats. And then, it was green, and then the green and white, which was nice.
Skirt and blouse.
But then they just mixed all things. The guides wear blue. We thought that was the perfect uniform.
Did you get together with guides other than at the training area?
Yes, we had a lot of interchanges with Canada.
Ah, okay.
They are well trained. I learned a lot from the Canadian leader. We became good friends, so we had the troops exchanging. They were different girls, but we back and forth, and we went there a lot. I went to the World Camp in Canada. I don't remember when, but the time. They have a world camp every few years. Do you remember that?
No,
No?
no.
Well, that was a national. I had a troop of 32, so I had a patrol from north, south, east, and west. And that was interesting because the southern girls emphasized, I forget. They would bring their Confederate flag
Okay.
to camp.
Uh-huh.
I forget now their little slogan, but
The war is still being fought down there.
right. And it was so interesting to see how different. The girls from the northeast were very reserved.
Uh-huh.
It was hard to get friends with them. And then we always had two girls, international girls, with one of the troops. And that I made a lot of nice friends there. Because a couple of years we had two Swedish girls.
Uh-huh.
And I'm Swedish.
Uh-huh.
So when we would travel, we would visit them in Sweden.
Uh-huh. Now, were they exchange students in their high school? Why
No,
were they here?
They were older. They were college kids.
Okay.
We had so many incidents. We were primed that we would not have any racism, but it didn't work too well with us. At least one patrol that I had. I went there 3 years, and I thought they were going to do this every 3 years right along. So we wanted to go to England. My son-in-law was going to be playing at a concert there. He's a saxophonist. And we wanted to go to that. So I missed the last roundup. And then they didn't have any more. They had 4 roundups. And I was kind of disappointed. I'd done the 3. The roundups were wonderful.
Uh-huh.
So.
How do you think Girl Scouting changed their lives?
Oh, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I
Well,
think
certainly they
the
traveled.
The ones that were in the full 4 years,
Uh-huh.
I think so.
Yeah. They traveled with you?
Because
They learned to
I had
camp?
kids that came in and they were afraid of a bug. Boom.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And they got over that.
Uh-huh.
Just one little.
Primitive camping. They got over it.
The first camp I had for this one troop, the girls were working real well. They were coming along well. And I came over, and here was this girl. She was soaping the inside of a pot.
The wrong part.
That has stayed with me. I couldn't believe how someone could do that.
So you did that trick of soaping the outside so that it would clean better. Yeah,
Yes.
that's like Boy Scouts do that.
We learned a lot of tricks.
Uh-huh. And she
Great.
soaped the inside. Very good. Well, they also traveled. You took them on trips.
Oh, we had
And they got involved with...
we had at least one trip a year.
Yeah,
You know.
and they got involved with the Girl Guides, so they got some international exposure. So I would
Wow.
think it would have changed.
My first troop, I aimed to go to Sweden,
Oh, wow.
but it takes a lot of money, and we
Uh-huh.
would have to earn the money. We
Uh-huh.
couldn't. We sold more stuff, and we worked harder, but we couldn't make it
Uh-huh.
too much. So I gave up overseas trip. Everything we did was by bus.
Wasn't that those would be the days when you would have been going by boat, too, right?
Oh, yeah.